we will be learning some of the built-in functions provided by Python to manipulate strings. To see all the functions of the string, we've got the help method, where we can see L with strings in it. And when we run the code, we're gonna see all the functions of the strings that are shown here. We can also see the same with list. You can see all the functions are shown here. Now, how to concat two strings in Python? Let's create a string 1 as first name and give the value as Henry. And the last name with the value of black, let's say. Now to concat these two strings, we just need to create a string named name and give the value as first name plus last name. And that's it. When I print the name, you're gonna see Henry Black has appeared on the terminal. If we want to add a space between name and last name, we can simply use another plus sign and add a space. And when we run the code, we can see that there is a space between them. So this is how we concat two strings in Python. We can also concat multiple strings by using plus sign. For example, if we want to concat is a good man to it and run the code, you can see our new string has been added to the previous string. How to use for loop with strings? So, if we have a string named Henry and we want to access is the Henry, then we can use for loop. So, for character in first name, then print the character. And run the code. You can see all the characters has been printed to the console. If we want to manipulate this character, let's say we want to add every character a star and print them in the same line. For that, we should add end method in our print. And run the code, we will see the star has been added to every letter and they are all printed on the same line. Now, if we want to print the full name of a person by using these variables that we have created earlier, then what we're gonna do is again using print statement, and inside of it we will type first name colon plus sign, then first name, which is our variable. Again, plus sign, add the space, another plus sign, last name, and finally the last name, which is our variable. When we run the code, this will be what we're gonna get as output. But this is a very long process that we use plus signs that many times, which is also optimized for Python. That's why there is another method to write this. We're gonna use print statement, f string over there, first name, And when we gotta write the variable, we just can use curly brackets and put the variable's name here. Then again, last name, curly brackets, and the variable name. And we don't have to use the plus sign anymore, which is also optimized for the Python. And when we run the code, we can see we got the same output without using any plus signs at all. There is also format method, which is very similar to the f string. Let's see how to use it. Print will add the first name, colon, curly brackets here, last name with curly brackets, dot format first name, comma, last name. Then if we want to print the first name in the first column, we're going to write 0 and 1 here to get the last name where we want. And when we run the code, we will get the same output, Henry and black, by using format method. We can also exchange the positions of the value just by changing the numbers and run the code. By using format method, we can decide it all later, what variables we want to add. Let's create a string named str with the value as this is a Python string. So if we want this letter to be switched to capital, which is how it is supposed to be in English, the first letter of the sentence must be capital. Then that's where the capitalize method comes to rescue. It will capitalize the first letter of the string. Let's see it in action. Print str dot capitalize and run the code. And that's it, we got the string in the console with the first letter capitalized. So str.capitalize will return us a new string, and it will not change the old string, but if we print the old string, we will get the same string without capitalization here. We can store this string into a new variable. Let's type down capitalized string. Print capitalized string. And when we run the code, we will get the same output. So this is how we can capitalize the string. Now let's see some more functions of the strings. If we want to make every character of the string capital, then we're gonna use upper method. Let's create a new string named upper method. String and call the method upper. Print upper string. Run the code. We can see the sentence has been printed all capitalized. Then there is lower function which works similar to the upper. Let's create a variable named lowString and call the lower method. Print lowString variable. Then we'll see the string has been converted to the lowercase. Creating a title of string. So in the title, first character of every word is uppercase. So title function is used to do that. Let's create our new variable, string.title. Call the function. and print the title string and run the code. And here it is. The first character of every word is uppercase. Along with the method, we have method as isUpper, isLower, and isTitle method. These methods are used to check whether the strings are in lowercase, a title string, or uppercase string. Then let's get going to see how to use them. This method will return me a boolean value, so it will be either true or false. Let's go string that is upper. Our string is not in uppercase. So when we run the code, we will see it returns as false. But when we do the opposite, and run the code, you will see it returns true now. Now let's try isLower and run the code. We will use isLower with uppercase string and run the code. We will get false. And if we run the lowercase string and run the code, we will get it as a true. Similarly, we will print a title string that is title. And when we run the code, we will get true. But if we run it with the normal string and run the code, it will return us false. And that's it about isUpper, isLower, and isTitle. Split is used for converting the string into a list. So let's see it in an action. Let's create a list of words and type down string.split. Add space. Now every word will be split into a list. And when we print the list, we're gonna see the list has been created with splitting after every space it sees. We can split the string with any characters we want, for example, S. The result will be that at every S, our sentence will be splitted. I'm returning to the space again for now. Then there's join method. Join method will convert the list of the words into a string again. So how to use join? We gotta specify what a character we want it to join with. Let's say we want to join string with the dashes. Then we need to specify the name of the method, which is join, and type the list, which is the list of the words. So let's give it a name, join string. Print it and run the code. We will see that our list has been joined with dashes. If I want to connect it with spaces, I can simply use space here and run the code. Here it is. We can use any character we want if we use star here. We will see the star has been printed joining the string and etc. So this is how we can use join method. Then there is find method. Find method is used for finding the index of a particular word. Let's copy our string here. string.find and print it. And here it is printed to our console. Similarly, if we want to print the index of is and run the code, it will return us 2 because it's gonna see the is inside of the this, which starts at second index, because we start counting from the 0, as you know, in programming. Find function will find the very first word. So let's find Python, which is at 10th place. This is how the find works. Now let's take a look how strip, lstrip and rstrip works. If we have the string with a lot of blank spaces in it and we want to clear them out, then lstrip and rstrip can be used here. Let's write string.strip and run the code. We will get the string with no spaces in it. And if we print the string itself and run the code, we can see the spaces are also printed in the console. But if we use the strip method, they will be gone. Similarly, lstrip will remove the spaces from the left side, but the right hand side will still remain the same. And then rstrip will remove the spaces from only the right side, and the left side will still remain the same. Replace. Replace is used to replace a certain part of a string with something else. For example, let's replace is from this string. With capital is. We gotta create a new string and type down string.replace. Then print the new string and run the code. We can see the is has been replaced with capital is. Also, the is inside of this has been replaced with capital. Let's say we want to replace Python with JavaScript and run the code. We can see here JavaScript has been added instead of Python. So this is how we can use the replace function. And this is all about built-in functions provided us by Python for string manipulation.